I think Partey's worth the hype. He's worth the party. That's terrible, if you'll pardon the pun. Hi guys, welcome back to another Q&A. Just myself here this week as yet again giving 15 minutes to go through loads of your questions that you left in our community tab. So, phone at the ready, I've got the iPad here, let's get started now. Right, Kane Bale has said, do you think Mbappe could contend for the Ballon d'Or once at Real Madrid? Love the channel from South Africa. Thank you for your question, Caden. I don't know why he needs to be at Real Madrid. Like, I get it, once he's at Real, he'll have a bigger chance. But again, we talk about this so much. In terms of the categories for winning the Ballon d'Or, I said this season for the PSG Bayern Munich Champions League final, whichever team won that, Lewandowski or Neymar/Mbappe should have won the Ballon d'Or. Like, obviously, you could build a different case around midfielders and defenders, but we've seen that attackers generally get it within the last decade or so, especially Ronaldo and Messi. They won everything. Like, Mbappe won everything in France, if I'm not mistaken, last season. And then to top it off with the Champions League, that's kind of it. And the same thing goes to Lewandowski. Obviously, the Ballon d'Or was cancelled. It's not going to happen. Lewandowski should have won it because he won everything. I'm not so sure Mbappe needs to leave. You'll just get people saying, oh, it's just the French league, this, that, and the other. Still doesn't matter. When you're absolutely smashing records like he is, it doesn't make a difference. Mohamed Abbas has said, who has a better team right now, Arsenal or Manchester United? I'm going to go with Arsenal. Also, who is a better manager right now, Ole, Lampard or Arteta? Love your videos. Please pick me. I literally never get picked. Well, today is the day, Mohamed Abbas. Ole, Lampard or Arteta? Oh, I'm going to kick Ole out that conversation, unfortunately. Lampard or Arteta? It looks like Arteta with Arsenal start to the season. It looks like he's got more of a plan. I think Lampard's is just being a little bit complicated because he's got so many new signings. Both of them should be given a chance. In the future, they'll both sort of be able to build around what they do and build around their identity. So it's difficult to pick between the two. I might go Arteta, actually, though. Key Astro, who was your idol or favourite player growing up? Oh, what a great question. Idol was David Beckham because much like any kid born in the 90s, David Beckham was the man. My favourite player of all time, Zinedine Zidane. Just phenomenal. Ronnie Churasio said, why is Partey so much hyped? Maybe hyped so much, I think you mean. Because he's an unbelievable player. Thomas Partey, for me, seems to be the mixture of everything that a midfield needs in modern football. Like, he's not necessarily phenomenal going forwards, but he's definitely good enough to be a ball carrier. He's incredible when it comes to winning the ball back. Box-to-box midfielder. I wouldn't say the thing is with him, with Partey, is that he can do everything. Like, as I said, he's not specifically just one role. I'm trying to think of, there's so many midfielders who are, I'm just the deep line playmaker. I'm just the defender. I'm just the goal scorer. And they have to fit into a specific system where it works and this and that and the other. For Partey, he's just an all-round midfielder who can do everything. I'm not saying he's going to challenge the best at one specific thing, but in terms of what Arsenal need, he fits in phenomenally. I think 50 million is a great deal for a player at 27 heading into his key prime years. That's why he's hyped. Like, he's part of an Atletico Madrid midfield, which is notoriously difficult to get into, considering the long-standing players, the likes of Saul, Koke, Gabi was in there before he left as well. Honestly, I think Partey's worth the hype. He's worth the party. That's terrible, if you'll pardon the pun. Preston 4 said, Matt, if Tottenham didn't exist, which team would you support? Oh boy, what a question. If Spurs didn't exist, who would I support? If Tottenham didn't exist altogether, because I'm from North London, it would then probably be Arsenal. However, if you're asking who my second favourite team is, if Tottenham didn't exist, I'll go with someone like... I've always had a soft spot for Newcastle, so why don't we go for Newcastle? In England, that is. Shree5 Studios, what do you think of the Merseyside derby? Is it going to be the best Merseyside derby of the decade? Your thoughts? It should be, because my word, for those of you who watch the channel for quite a while, you'll know I don't hate, but I rinse the Merseyside derby every so often because it's crap. Every year, it's either Liverpool get to play their football and they win comfortably, or Everton manage to disrupt Liverpool's football enough that it's a 0-0. Or 1-0 with that late Origi goal. It's a bit of a fluke. It always just seemed to be, if Everton stop the game, it's low, and if Liverpool get to play the game, they win. There's never, I think if I heard something the other day that if Liverpool managed to beat Everton, or certainly not lose, it'll be a decade since Everton have beaten Liverpool. I mean, that tells you all you really need to know. It's never a contest, and it's a shame because they're two great footballing sides with great footballing history and really good fans. Obviously, that's not going to play a part this time with the fans. I'm very excited for it because I think it's going to be so good, especially that front three of Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin and James Rodriguez. It's going to be very exciting. I just hope it's a good game for both sets of fans because every other time I watch it, it is so drab. Marwan Ali has said, do you have a second favourite sport after football? Honestly, not really. I like a few other sports. I think the Winter Olympics is better than the regular Olympics. Don't at me. I do like watching rugby. Yeah, I'm not sure I've got a crazy favourite second sport. Right, we're 5 minutes in. Rishiga said, Ter Stegen had surgery in August and was out for 3 months of recovery. He should be back by a Classico. Do you think playing him is a risk as he hasn't touched the ball for 3 months and surgery can affect his performance? What are your thoughts? By the way, love from India. Thank you, Rishik. And no, I don't actually think it's a risk for Ter Stegen because he hasn't not touched the ball for 3 months. He's back in training. It's not like you have surgery, you sit at home and then you're fit and then Saturday you just sort of turn up. It doesn't really work like that. Like, I'm pretty sure he's going to be in training, touching a football, getting used to absolutely everything. And yeah, he'll be absolutely fine. I think it also is very different with goalkeepers. Just in the way that the setup of the match affects their performance. Goalkeepers have a very different, not ritual, but certainly different phases of recovering from injury and building confidence and within games and the way they sort of ebb and flow in and out of games depending on their team. It's very, very different to outfield players. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he's recovered, if he's trained well, that he's straight back into the starting lineup. Tanaka Manawa said, who do you think would be the perfect replacement for Oli if he was sacked? I understand the rumours about Poch. Given he's not a title-winning manager, I personally feel like he won't be a significant step forward. Love the show. Are United going for a title-winning manager? Do they have other milestones to hit first? Maybe the top four, maybe challenging before fully winning a title. Who knows? But funnily enough, I did do a video on this, which you can check out right here. 5 replacements for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Should he be sacked? Right, let's check the minute. There we go. 7 minutes, we're good. Kalash Beda said, who's the most crucial player for France? Without them, who they would struggle to perform? This is what I really like about France. They're such a good team. Like, if you take Pogba in a United jersey, he's not very good. Put him in France with a better team around him and the way that they play, he's really, really good. Olivier Giroud's phenomenal. Looks like a world beater for France, but he's not even the starting forward for Chelsea. He's not even second choice. He's like third choice. I really enjoy the way France play and the way they play as a team. The most crucial player, honestly, at this stage, I think is Griezmann. Everything good that France do is through Antoine Griezmann. If you consider the fact that it's been a troubled, let's say, 18 months or so since he made the move to Barcelona, he hasn't showed it at international level. He's such a key player for France, always in the team, not always in his favourite position, but still does such a brilliant job. Obviously, you can point to Mbappe as well, going to go on to be the world's best player. Yes, without him in the team, they'd definitely be a different type of threat. But I really think Griezmann is unbelievable for France. Akus Fruki, I think it's pronounced. Why don't big clubs like Man United go for Theo Hernandez of AC Milan? I think he's better than Reguilon and very underrated. I think he's brilliant for AC Milan. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that Real Madrid have a buyback clause. And I feel like that buyback clause is probably what sets off other teams doing it. Because if someone like United or any other team went in for Theo Hernandez, AC Milan would then have to alert Real Madrid, like, a bid's been made, do you want to match it? If you match it, it's automatically accepted. So, yeah, I think that might be part of the reason. Again, Real Madrid fans, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's part of the reason. Ihab Amoria said, OneFootball, which player do you think is better? A left-footed player or a right-footed player? I feel like there's a secret Messi Ronaldo question hidden underneath that. But if I take it for what it is, a left or right-footed player, I really enjoy a left-footed central player. Right-footed players are far more common, they just are in general in football. A left-footed central player has a completely unique dynamic on the game, and I really, really enjoy it. I'm talking central midfield, central defence as well, but central midfield. It's why, as much as he was a far from exciting frilly player, someone like Gareth Barry always really, really interested me, because when you're a left-footed player at youth level, academy level, you tend to get shifted out to the left-hand side. It's very easy, if you're looking at a player who's good on the ball, left foot, to say, you could be a left-back. or he's quick. You be a left midfielder, you be a left winger. It's very easy to say that. Obviously, the obvious anomaly is someone like Messi and Dybala. But when a left-footed player gets the ball in central areas and they open up, their whole view of the pitch changes because they're playing to their stronger side. If you are a right-sided left-footed, a right side of a central midfield left-footed player, when you open out, you're hitting balls crossfield that are stronger, as we see so many times with the right-footed players. When they pick up the ball in the left-hand side pocket and they turn out, they can hit amazing passes, they can do this and that, they can play it through, they can dribble, they can do everything because on their stronger side. So I think it's really interesting, and I do like, they say, a cultured left-footed player. Right-footed player is never cultured, only left foot. Mo here said, Nico from OneFootball Germany in the video just said you're a great football player and you sometimes hit, you're a tactic nerd. Could you tell us about yourself? Where does your knowledge come from? Did you hope to go pro? I had dreams of being a footballer like every other kid. Nowhere near good enough to be a footballer. My knowledge comes from being a coach and having a UEFA B coaching license. So if any of you have wondered why I seem to go into a bit of depth on the tactics and being a bit nerdy about it, yes, I have done FA level 1 and 2 and UEFA B coaching license. Apparently Nico also said you're not as handsome in real life as in your videos. Bring Nico in more of your videos. I like you as a duo. Great work, keep it up. Well, thank you for that. Yeah, we'll get Nico involved a little bit more as well, as long as he's not chatting shit about me on the German channel. I'm assuming that's come from a German Q&A, so I have to check that one out. Marcel Sassi-Sous has said, did you really score 2 direct free kicks in the weekend like Nico said? He's been talking about me a lot on this German channel. Yes, I did. Shout out to the British Lions, my football team. I did score 2 direct free kicks. They'll tell you more about it. Manar Barwala said, who is the best at the following in OneFootball? Who's the best at cracking jokes? If you've seen our prediction videos, there's a social producer called Matt on there. He's good at cracking jokes. Singing, I haven't heard too many sing, but ask Paddy next time he's on to sing for you guys. I'll let you know when Paddy's coming in the video and we'll get him to sing because he's got a great voice. Dancing, our producer Mansour's got great moves. He's the best dancing at OneFootball. Doing a part in the least shots. Is that, I assume that means as in one take or so. Yeah, probably Nico. Eating, me, definitely the best eater at OneFootball. I'm not a fancy eater, but just in terms of sheer quantity, eating. Balthazar Werner said, over the last few years, we've had times like Roma, Spurs, Monaco, Lyon, Ajax, and Leipzig make it as far as the finals, the semi-finals. Who do you think will be this season's surprise package? Funnily enough, coming up this weekend, we do have our Champions League prediction video with a few of us from the OneFootball team coming out. A little spoiler, I said the season surprise package would be Sevilla. They won the Europa League. They've got a very, very good team. They've made some good signings to replace the likes of Banega and Reguilon who left the team. I think Acuna and Rakitic will come in. So yeah, I'm going Sevilla. But yeah, check that out this weekend as well. Mr. Harry has said, Son, Kane, Bale. Matt, take that in for a second. How hyped are you to finally see them play? Very. Very, very, very. I was just talking about how exciting it is to see Bale back in a Spurs shirt and how I think he's actually going to start against West Ham at the weekend. If you're watching this after the West Ham game, let me know how he did in the comment section below. Mo Salah M, what would you prefer between Big Bang Theory and Friends? Friends. Big Bang Theory's all right. Yeah, more of a Friends guy. Sid Hayandia said, I think Everton, Leicester, Tottenham will be in the top 4 this season. What do you think, Matt? I think I said this last week. We really need to stop recency bias. Like, Tottenham had a good win. Everton have started well. Leicester are going to be in and around there again after a brilliant start to the season. But guys, you cannot call it after 3 or 4 games. There will be 1,000,000,001 comments, right, saying, why are Tottenham, Leicester and Everton doing so badly this season in a few months' time when they've gone on a bad run, if they go on a bad run? So, like, just after a couple of good games, you can't be like, oh, we're going to see them in the top 4. As football fans, you guys should know it's a long old season. Honestly, about top 4, talk to me after 30 games, at least. At least. Once you've entered the running for the last 8, then we can start to talk about top 4. Until then, nothing. I keep on having to open my phone. Right, we've got 1 minute left, so a chance for 2 more questions. DP Singer said, recently you gave us a survey. Really excited about your future projects. Tell us something about new segments that are coming up, or maybe just give us a hint. Lots of love. We did give you guys a survey, and hopefully you saw it all as we shouted it out in the daily, the Q&A, and in the community tab as well. We're just trying out a lot of new things at OneFootball. Obviously, you guys have noticed the new brand. We've got the new set here as well. And we're going to throw together some new videos, some new segments, loads of different stuff to talk about. And of course, in this conversation and every other, you can always let us know what you'd love to see. Throw some new ideas our way. And yeah, that would be awesome. Lastly but not least, Akshad Makshay said, "Hi Matt, how's life, bro? Thanks for asking. Honestly, we talk a lot of waffle on the Football channel. Thanks for asking. I'm doing great, thank you. It's been a good Q&A. I've loved listening and reading to all of your questions. I'm doing excellent. I hope you guys are too." And that, in a couple of seconds, brings us up to 15 minutes. So thank you so much, as always, for all of your questions. Remember, every Wednesday night in the YouTube community tab is where you can leave your questions for that week's Q&A. As I mentioned before, there's loads more stuff coming up on the OneFootball channel. So if a few formats go away and a few other new ones come in, don't worry. We're listening to all of you. We're just trying to create something new and cool for all of you guys as well. That's it from me though. Make sure you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button as well to stay tuned to all these new developments. And yeah, until next time, I will see you guys later.